Von Alexander, the veterans fighter, in middleweight division, and the hardest opponent of Bektemir Melikuziev, of Uzbekistan.
So the momentum, but look, he's feeling it, he's coming in with the sombrero. Match.
And now, the two boxers will fight, for the vacant WBA Intercontinental, America Championship.
Tonight, but he is from combined 31-0 for any country.
The Super Middleweight Championship.
Alexander, the animal! It's all 3 wins coming by way of knockout. Who's here?
And watch the action fight. Who's gonna hone the title belt?
The animal Alexander. There are Golden Boy constantly bringing fights. This guy's not ready for me. He said, how do you throw a guy with...
It's even more east into LA with us when we met with him at the fighter meeting.
Alexander incarcerated for 11 years. He said,
fighting at a distance, looking for the counter punches. So never been stopped.
I would get right back in the ring and try and pick up where I
Looks the part, but a strong puncher. His brother, Devin Alexander, two-time champion.
said all the time, guys knew about me, knew about my family here. Alexander has never been
fighting, that Olympic-style fighting, where it was success from the bully. He's trying to get an angle on Alexander. Alexander just cut, and he had a tremendous amount of amateur.
European countries produce so many great amateur
Right angle to try to land a hard punch. It's totally different.
10 seconds, stop.
Very smart and experienced by Melikuziev.
Hopkins, Sergio Mora. It's a
international talent from all over the place. Went wrong in the other rounds, in the other fights that he had.
To this arena.
His punch out wasn't exactly his Palm Springs area.
Nice straight.
Look at how Melikuziev is using those. He's dancing really nicely on his feet.
Adversity, nothing he sees in the ring is going to...
Fighting really patient right now because he's respecting the power of Alexander.
Body national champion in Uzbekistan before.
They're skinny power punchers.
If he got into a lot of fights, maybe he's the Bruce Lee, Fred Astaire, because of all the fights. He said, well, if you don't hurt him to leave, you pulled out the Latin snake moves.
That's right. There's a joke there. That he's a puncher, obviously, but he's nifty on them feet.
So far. That might have hurt Von of Melikuziev.
See, there's the angle I was talking about. Covering up. So touch the front of the glove just to get an angle.
You don't see it too often, at least.
That's my point exactly.
Getting wrestlers now, so you finish on letting it
Between Bektemir Melikuziev and Paul versus Orthodox. How do you have it?
Montel Griffin wants him to step it up.
You heard his corner a couple rounds ago say
what it needed to be. So he doesn't want to make that. You're hitting something when you're touching something. You don't
if you don't throw punches.
Punch output wasn't there, and he's doing just that right here.
That Von Alexander has through 3 round statistic. Look at that. Not good. I'm sorry, you move around the ring a lot. How tiring can that be?
So it showed you exactly what his aspiration does, and if you do that for a very nifty on his feet.
Well, he's nifty because
dancing as well. So he's good with his feet.
No, don't push his
body frame doesn't show you that he's an angle puncher. Good one.
Alexander just can't seem to figure him out. That's a long time to feel somebody out.
Very, very sharp puncher with a fighter that needs to be.
We mentioned some of the. You'll get it tonight. You always do.
Shall return.
So if Alexander wants to win this by just
really good competition, he's never been stopped, but he can. With power, you hurt them. They'll be out on their feet or. You're always hitting something heavy bag, a sparring point. In my losses, I may have not gotten knocked out.
Punches. You got to throw the punches to establish your rhythm.
Yeah, but it took.
So Alexander is finally
the Lomachenko type. He punches, gets an angle.
9 punches landed for Von Alexander.
That's it. Alexander's doing that, but that's with a lot of boxer punchers.
Claudia Trejo snap.
If that's your style, then it's not tiring at all. You know, you're
One more time. So, is
protecting the body, but that's also his defense. He had him going like that too because he's really light on his nifty feet. He stood in front of him.
For that bell.
Frustrating.
In the corner
Mouthpiece.
as Monto. Fifth here. It's around that Beck the Bully has.
I don't see that happening because Melakuziev is not going to a fighter that's
Big right hand. That was the.
but I know I went wrong. I didn't punch enough to close down the distance, and you're not using the jab as
The trajectory of this fight.
maybe not the power, but so Alexander needs to punch. Big hand
Right hand.
with power. With strength, no, you can still back.
Throwing many jabs because it exposes his body.
No,
There's a right hand from Alexander.
Alexander finally threw a punch where Malik.
Bit.
And that's what I was saying. Maybe this was his. Where he is. It's the best round by Alexander, which he still might be losing.
he's actually looking for that. He's looking for that shot.
Stopping on a dime. Beautiful boxing by
Getting him to the body, but Vaughn is protecting his body from him.
leaves certain sides of your body open when you do that.
Just not enough output by the animal. So a better round for the animal, but not good enough.
Caution to the wind now. He hasn't done enough upper. Absolutely. Round, and I gave it to him. God, you gotta gauge the distance and touch. See Alexander, no jab, just following his opponent around. Right there, going back to the power, going to the body, concentrate.
Well, you heard Joel Diaz saying that
Miller, an Olympian, like a silver medalist like he was, you know, Kuziev is boxing. Look, getting those angles, he's bright future.
And it's interesting, you look at Melakuziev.
Took it well.
Look at him.
It's Alexander that's slowing down. And it's really
Just with a fight for Alexander, but Beck handled him.
good body shot by the bully.
Melakuziev working the body, then coming. This is the best round by far for Vaughn Alexander.
Then Melakuziev landing in two right hands by Alexander. Right there, down there, Alexander should have thrown something. He wasn't just one single shot, two shots.
That's my question to you.
I think that the time that Melakuziev, even though he only has three, opponent at the right time, and he's going to go for the most. It's punches you don't see coming. And caution to the wind. He already got. He's been doing a great job getting in angles and using his feet back. That's the reason Melakuziev going to take away a point if he doesn't again. Accident or
Melakuziev.
it's a bright future. I mean, anything on the side.
Old, but he's only 23, Sergio.
And the timing down. So now you just got to do it with speed. So
So much amateur experience. Left hand.
I mean, the distance now, by now, it's 7 rounds in, but he's peppering him away. That no power there. That power, that
Seems to be speeding up, dancing around, laughing. A little cut now on the left eye, it appears.
not a good look for Alexander.
Eighth round. Good for him.
Very
Alexander has a lot of work to do.
fights. This is his fourth. Yeah, that amateur pedigree. Think about bald-headed fighters that you just assault Alexander. So it's a good look all around. They're not intentional, but I wonder if they practice it. Power shots from that angle. That double the.
Well, it's still intentional. It may not look.
Distance down. Just punch away now. Punch away. The side of the referee where you can't see it. There you go.
Alexander. Oh, that looked like.
Oh, not.
Oh, nice left hand.
Feinting, getting angles. Very, very.
Diaz, are you pushing Melakuziev to try and get the fade?
My money's on the Latin Snake. And yes, that's a power shot. You fall off balance and into the hands of Alexander.
Doing his best to give it to him. Big silver medalist at the 2016 Rio. Vaughn Alexander told us his last fight he didn't throw enough punches.
Very bright prospect. but not throwing.
It's not effective aggression. 2 rounds to go. He won his first 7 fights, but tonight, years ago, but none later.
Being tough on him in his fight with Anthony Sims Jr. He says, hey, look, headbutts. You know, Tim Bradley was guilty of that.
Xander. Them intentional.
Watch your head, guys. Watch your head.
Let's see how aggressive Melikuzi. It's not cheating if you don't get caught. And you don't throw a quick low blow.
No, that's intentional. Southpaw there and swing and a miss. By Melikuzi, especially when you have a 3-win 3 impressive actually.
Looks like he's trying to land some big power. What's future look like in your eyes, Sergio?
Well, look, he has long
Back. Vaughn Alexander here, or you?
He didn't say nothing, and Melikuzi didn't complain.
The crowd wants that.
Line of age. And at 34 years old,
In 2016, after a 12-year.
Kuziev. After our fighter meetings, he needs to let them punches fly. I think
One-punch knockout kind of guy.
I love seeing southpaws that punch.
They're landing hard. The left eye of Alexander. And that will get a...
Bektemir rained punches on Bone Alexander, starting in round 1 up to 10, punches to the face and body, and big score to Bektemir, and first title in Intercontinental Americas Championship.
First time middleweight champion, the Bullet!
And thank you for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel.